Hey,
Says,
Alexis.
hey, how are you?
Good. How are you today?
We're hanging in there, Robin. We're hanging in there.
I mean, given this pandemic, we really wanted to check in with you because we want to launch the article, but we wanted to bring people up to speed. Back when we started the article and everything, none of this stuff was going on. And now that we know that people in your community, and the article is called Alexis McSween Builds Community, wanted to touch bases with you to see what's going on in the community and how can we, better support you. So give us a little bit of an idea of what's going on and what you're up to and what's going on in your community today.
So, I really appreciate the check-in. Every day is a new development. So we are a construction and development company, and our construction is actually deemed essential. So we just found out that because we are working on affordable housing, that our construction services will continue. It's been a little challenging. We've lost a few staff members due to quarantine, not illness. We have tried to work really hard to support one another the best that we can. I actually had sort of a meltdown the other day because one of our staff members slash volunteers is one of the at-risk groups, which she's a senior in her 80s, and she is totally awesome. Her name is Jewel Johnson, and she is our notary, and she works with us about 2 to 3 days a week for a few hours. And since we don't have a notary, the office is pretty much operating off of fumes. So there's not really, we're on a limited staff schedule, and people who can work from home have been working from home. But because we're essential, work must go on. So I actually went to check on her, and, it just hit me on my way. I actually rode my bicycle across the McCombs Bridge, and it hit me. All of this stuff is happening, and we've just been chug-a-lugging, going along, and there's so much need for assistance from our seniors. The community is really trying to adhere to the strict rules as far as just social distancing and staying inside and staying in groups of 2. So it just sort of became really overwhelming, and I literally almost, had a meltdown while riding over the bridge. But the biggest part, I would say, is we need to have a better system to check on our elders and make sure that they have what they need, and try to identify symptoms in advance instead of having them quarantined and no one picks up on it.
Okay, that's a good point. So you're in New York City, in Harlem. So give us some context about the makeup of the neighborhood, how close the folks are, and your relationship. I mean, that's kind of what people will find out from reading the article, is your commitment to the neighborhood and your core values about staying connected with the people there and putting jobs back in the community.
Right.
Yeah, give us a sense of that. And I also realize when you're saying the people that are working with you who are quarantined or volunteers, they also live in the community. So this is a really difficult time. So give us some context on where you are in New York City, the people and their needs, and if there's some way our audience can help, what can they do?
We're in central Harlem, Hamilton Heights, which, we're in a great location, but the neighborhood is sort of set up. There's a lot of brownstones. We have a lot of elderly in those brownstones. It's sort of hilly. We do have amenities. So there are local stores, but you still have elderly people who can't get to those stores. And so for those stores and pharmacies that are available, they have limited supplies, and there's long lines, longer lines than I've ever seen, for them to be able to pick up supplies. So I think a call to action would definitely be any sort of disposable thermometers, or even regular thermometers, that's fine. Sanitizing items that could help them clean those thermometers, clean their masks until we get masks. The people in the community are literally walking around in masks that have been reused so many times, including myself. I just think that, anyone that has a way to send some masks, especially for the seniors, anyone who has a way to promote communication amongst the seniors, whether it be through some sort of video, gammy cam, something like that, where the seniors could actually interact with their family members no matter where they are.
Because some of them are quarantined, right? So, or they need to stay inside for their own protection. And because they're not in an assisted living situation, what you're describing is there still may need to be some outreach. Is your company or folks in your network willing to get out there and deliver this stuff? Or how could people help you, and what would you be willing to do? BLCD.
We would definitely be willing, to the best of our ability, to assist and facilitate that process, even if it's we have access to, through our various relationships, cabling people, network people. Any way we could help would be great. We just need the products. We could help in distributing a company like Temp Dots would actually come and send Temp Dots, which are basically disposable temperature sticks that are pre-wrapped and sealed. Temp Dots, anything like that, and the masks, and I think the cameras. I mean, they're really inexpensive now. All you need is a network to be able to hook up to internet Wi-Fi, so that people can check on their loved ones, that are in the community or wherever across the nation.
Yeah, so what you're describing is a grassroots effort in support of, all of everything that they're trying to do on the national level, on the state level, on the city level. You are boots on the ground saying, you're riding a bike, for crying out loud, delivering thermometers to people, giving your last masks to people, running little errands, keeping yourself safe, because you're a registered nurse, in addition to a construction company. So when people read the article, they're really going to get a feel for why you're so committed to your community on so many levels, and all of your skills and talents right now coming to bear, and really can make a difference if people want to. Is there a number folks can call, or should they email you? How do you want to be communicated with?
That would be great, Robin. I appreciate it. The best way to reach us is they can do email, they can do info@blcdnyc.com. They can give a call at 212-281-3800, and we would greatly appreciate it. And we're open for collaboration, anything that'll help support our community.
Yeah, so what I want to do is also give you a shout out. Recently you heard about an award. You are in the New York district of the Small Business Administration Woman Small Business of the Year for 2020. These are all wonderful things that are happening for you and your company, but right now your community needs you. So you have to put on the side, what we were trying to celebrate in an article, for the real world. And the real world needs you, and the real world needs the rest of us to tap into you and support what you're doing. So at BEQ Pride and at the Business Equality Magazine, we're going to be asking our corporate partners and our network of folks, what can they do and how can we connect them to you as well? You are a certified minority and woman business enterprise, and that's a good thing. You're in New York City, in your neighborhood. Let's name some brands that are right in your neighborhood. I think I saw Starbucks, I saw CVS when I was over there. So tell us some more about who's there
Yes.
and may
Yep.
have an interest in supporting you.
We have a local New York sports club. There's Dunkin' Donuts. There's just across the bridge, which a lot of us go to in the Bronx. There's a Gateway Mall. So you have Target and BJ's and Home Depot, and those things are accessible to us. So
And you said Chase Bank too. There's a Chase Bank and
there, we recently lost a Chase Bank, but there is a Chase Bank right on 145th and Broadway. There's Bank of America right here. There's Capital One right here.
So if any of these brands
yes.
have things going on, and you as an MWBE really want to be of service to getting resources or access or whatever we need to get support for the community while the government's still organizing, because it's life or death, right? I mean, in a lot of cases, this is a very dangerous thing we're dealing with. So,
and it's not only dangerous for seniors, it's dangerous for younger people as well. It's just that they tend to be our most vulnerable.
mm-hmm.
So, that sort of speaks to me. The geriatric population is really getting hit hard.
Yeah, and that's, again, when people take a look at the article, they'll learn about your relationship with your grandmother and your mother and how you've supported the people in the community, homeless community in general. So I think, unfortunately, this thing is happening to us all, but right now we can't dwell on, things we can't control. What we can control is that human connection, even that social connection, without it being physically challenging. And I know as a nurse, what precautions that need to be taken to even embark on trying to support other people. And you have employees available to engage, and you are an essential business. So just in the course of your day, there's a way that you can be making a difference. And are there any business opportunities right now for your type of business that you think you want to make sure people know you're available for?
So we were actually called upon to engage in a service that we don't normally do, which is maintenance and cleaning and sanitizing. So that's sort of new for us. So we're trying to work with the client now to assess her needs and make sure that her building is safe and sanitized. So that's a new development.
So Alexis, just one more question. I was thinking, we've talked a lot about bottom line construction and development and your personal interest in the seniors in your community, but there's also other people to think about. And what role can bottom line construction and development play in during this COVID-19 and the pandemic and this scare?
So that's an excellent question. Bottom line, would love to be the facilitator, boots on the ground. We are an essential business, so we can reach out to our counterparts. I mean, we're right here in the community, right here side by side with, Strive. We can work with Verna Hamilton of Strive. We can work with HCCI, which is Harlem Congregation of Churches, with Malcolm Punter, perhaps. We can work with Workforce, SBS. They're excellent, and they can help get training, OSHA 30s, virtually to some of these residents that are quarantined or in the home and not able to come out, that are going to be key to our workforce once the dust settles. So those are some options. I mean, we have a huge need for 30-hour OSHA. So now is the time for those people out of work that are in quarantine to actually be working on that, so that we can really hit the ground running when this is all over and said and done.
I mean, that's what I love about you, Alexis, is that you're forward thinking, you're innovating, you're on the ground and you're getting it done. And the idea that you're thinking about the workforce that you're going to need to put your community back together just really speaks to you as a builder. We can literally and figuratively.
We can definitely, there are actually, hospitals are sending people home to be quarantined and they can't go home. So if the community could reach out, if we could support building out spaces in any way, we're here to do that so that we can support those quarantine requirements. I mean, I could think of a host of ways that we can facilitate in getting over this virus.
Okay, so how about we, first of all, tell our audience again your telephone number, your contact information, the email, how to send out an SOS to BLCD. And then what we'll do is we'll follow up with you in a few days and check in and see if there's any other way that we can help and support. And if there's calls we can make or calls that the people in our network can make, we'll make that happen.
That would be
So tell us
great.
again, how to get to you.
You can reach us at info at bottom line construction and development. So it's just BLCD NYC. That's info at blcdnyc.com. And you can give us a call at 212-281-3800.
Okay, I think, this would have been a great conversation. I wish it were under better circumstances, but I know that you're up to the challenge. You've proven that over and over, and I'm excited for people to read more about you and your accomplishments and to be there to be of service to you right now in your time of need.
Thank you so much, Robin.